With this video, we're comparing consumer equilibrium, or we're trying to derive consumer equilibrium. So what we're going to do is, in order to have consumer equilibrium, what we want is the marginal utility of one good per dollar to equal the marginal utility per dollar of another good. Okay, that's consumer equilibrium. If the marginal utility of one good per dollar of one good is greater than the marginal utility of another good, we want to buy more of the one that we get more marginal utility per dollar. Okay, so let's work on our problem here. It says, suppose you consume macaroni and cheese and Pepsi. Your marginal utility of macaroni and cheese is 40 and your marginal utility of Pepsi is 16. So the price of macaroni and cheese is $2 and Pepsi is $1. So what we're trying to figure out, what should we do? Should we consume more macaroni and cheese, more Pepsi, or keep our consumption the same? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to compare marginal utilities per dollar. So for mac and cheese, our marginal utility per dollar, okay, my marginal utility is 40 and it cost me $2. Okay, my marginal utility per dollar, 40 divided by 2 is 20. Okay, so that's my marginal utility per dollar. Now let's compare that to the Pepsi. My marginal utility of Pepsi is 16. The price of Pepsi is $1. So my marginal utility per dollar is going to be the 16 divided by 1, which is 16. Okay, so now I'm getting more marginal utility per dollar for macaroni and cheese than I am for Pepsi. So that means my marginal utility per dollar of macaroni and cheese is greater than my marginal utility per dollar of Pepsi. So that says I should consume more macaroni and cheese. Now if these both turned out to be 16, then I should be consuming the same. I should keep my consumption the same. Okay, but because my marginal utility per dollar is greater for macaroni and cheese than it is for Pepsi, I should consume less Pepsi and more macaroni and cheese.